channel, Sincerely Lady C, where I am as sincere as possible with this crazy thing called life specifically with infertility. This is like a crazy journey. If you are a first-time viewer, please be sure to subscribe, even hit the bell if you want notifications every time that I upload a video. But I'm really just finding a corner and just being sincere as possible with my heart and my mind and emotions about this walk through infertility and eventually IVF and eventually baby Richmond. So please subscribe if you have already subscribed. Thank you for all the love and support. Definitely thank you for all the shares. Comments make me happy. Like, I really like replying to the comments, just to be honest. I think I'm at 79 subscribers, and that is pretty cool. Never thought that I would even be at 70 anywhere. But I'm still asking you guys to subscribe. So thank you so much. A little update. This diary, I forgot what page it is, but this diary is really dedicated to my husband. So I'm definitely gonna shout out to the husband on this diary page and just try to be as sincere as possible with this diary entry. But a little update. I don't know the results of the insurance company. They haven't, well, our trustees, they have not decided to cover IVF yet. And I actually emailed there's like a representative, like a middle person that I have to speak to and submit things to. And then she submits to the board. But I followed up with her and I was like, have you heard anything? Of course, I know that they haven't made a decision because I'm stalking them on their YouTube channel. But I just wanted to bother her a little bit and see if she heard anything from anybody. And she said no. They're meeting July 14th to decide on if they would like to cover IVF or not. So again, I want to thank a lot of my friends. Well, it wasn't a lot, but like a handful of friends that submitted a letter on my behalf, on behalf of the appeal. Definitely want to thank those people. Thank you so much. So maybe, hopefully, I have changed their perspective on in vitro fertilization, and maybe other teachers or women like me would have a less financial struggle to one day have a little baby. But if you don't know, the reason why I have to go through IVF is because my tubes are blocked. Update on that. My surgery is the 17th of July. I am shaking in my boots just a little bit. But honestly, I don't even know why I have to shake in my boots, because they're about to put me to sleep. So I don't know. I don't know. It just shakes me up. I never thought I'd be tubeless. I keep saying that word. It's weird. But so my surgery is the 17th, and I go for my pre-op tomorrow. I have been quarantining a lot. Like, if there's probably more than 3, 4, 5 people with a shindig happening, I don't want to go, because if I'm around anybody that has a little cough, they'll reschedule me, and I don't have time to reschedule, and school's about to start, and then I don't want to do birth control all over again. So for those who have invited me somewhere, I am sorry, but I'm quarantining for real. So I can go ahead and get these tubes removed and press forward. So I meet with my doctor tomorrow. For the first time, I get to actually see his face to face. And I'm definitely excited about that, because it's no longer virtual. I get to see him. I get to meet him. Probably not going to touch, no handshaking, no hugs or anything, but 6 feet, masks and all that good stuff. But just to be able to see him face to face is a good thing for me. So he's probably going to break down all of the do's and don'ts to prep my body for surgery. There is a list of do's and don'ts already to prep my body for surgery. There's a 10-day situation, and then there is a day before fasting situation, and day of, no type of anything to touch these lips other than my toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash. I don't even know if I can have mouthwash, but it's crazy stuff. But anything for the possibility of a little baby Richmond, I'm ready for all this good stuff. Even though I am kind of shaking in my boots because this is a major surgery. It was a lot of signing that I had to do before I even get there, initials and stuff. So keep praying if you are one that is watching and keeping up with my journey. Definitely asking for prayer that all goes well. So thank you for that. In just a moment, I am gonna tell you guys seriously about why I am doing a journal today, and it's really dedicated to my husband.
Shout out to the husband.
Okay, this video is dedicated to my husband and how awesome he was at one point. Well, he's awesome totally, but this diary entry is for a night where I didn't think I needed him, but I definitely needed him, and he was there for me. So listen, I had a streak going where I wasn't crying, but I might shed a tear when it comes to my handsome. But this page is definitely dedicated to me telling the events that just took place not too long ago, where he did not let me cry alone. Little baby Richmond, if you're watching this, this is just me explaining how awesome your dad is and how caring he is. And of course, he's still learning and he's still flawed. Okay, hello. But I don't know. He's perfect in every way. Cry. Stay in there. Okay. It might not seem like much to you guys, but I saw my husband in a different way one night when I was struggling. I was pretty much in pain for half of the day. As you guys know, I started birth control pills, and I didn't think birth control pills had that side effect, but I was cramping like crazy. So bad that it brought me to tears. Like, I was in pain to the point where I was going to be calling my doctor the next day and telling him there has to be another solution because I can't go 2-3 weeks with this. But it only lasted one day. But that day, Greg called me, and we talked while he was on his way to church. He didn't come home. I didn't cook or anything. He didn't come home. And he went straight to the church to do some type of recording. I don't know. But when he was on his way back, he ended up calling me, but I had to text him and say, I can't talk now. I'm not feeling good. Even my mom tried to FaceTime me that night, and I told her, I can't talk now. It's a bad night. Just as simple as that, just to let him know. I'm having a rough one. Keep it in there, Chris. Keep it in there. Okay. But that whole, I guess it started around like 5 o'clock. It was just minor. But then that minor turned into something extreme. So around 7, I was cramping so bad that I was like, okay, I'm not going to do any more homework. I'm going to take a shower and just get in the bed. Hopefully I can just go to sleep and wake up and it's just done. But it was real rough. I took my shower and I became the old Christine. And when I say that, I need to explain. The old Christine would want to be alone, wouldn't want to tell anybody, or she would want to process it her own way. Because I literally took a shower, put on my pajamas, turned off all the lights, and I kind of closed the door to where it was just a crack. Like, I just wanted to be alone because it was so much. Like, the pain was heavy, and then as soon as one tear drops, it just seems like all the tears that were building up behind that one tear just decides to drop too. That's why I'm trying to keep this one in. You gotta stay in there. But it's almost like I know somebody else out there could relate. As soon as one drops, all the rest of them just starts dropping just uncontrollably. So one tear dropped that day, and it was an uncontrollable situation. And then, like, even though it's like a tear and then a whole bunch of other tears, my mind just started thinking too much. It started overthinking and upset at the fact that this is my journey, and I had to get my mind back together because, Chris, we already been through this. This is our journey, or I'm talking like there's more than one person inside of me. Just like it's my journey, and I've already passed the point of trying to compromise with God and say, why this or why that, or can't you just do this or can't you just do that? I thought I was past the point of that conversation with God, but I guess that night I was in so much pain that I started asking the same questions over again. Okay. But I got in the bed, I cut off all the lights, and I closed the door. And like I said, I didn't cook that night, so Greg was going to go ahead and pick up his own dinner. And I just thought that he was just going to leave me alone. Just, like, leave me alone right now because I'm going through, I'm crying, I'm in the worst situation. I'm in so much pain. Just leave me alone. Like, I didn't want no text messages, group messages, nothing. No Facebook, nothing. Just nothing. Just leave me alone. Cut off all the lights, crack my door. I expected to just be alone. And the cool thing about my husband is he didn't let me stay alone. Even though I thought that I wanted, even though I thought that I wanted to be alone, I'm so glad that he didn't let me be alone. Like, he came home with his Buffalo Wild Wings, and he was like, all right, hold on, let me get all this stuff together. He got his stool for his drum set. He got his drummer boy stool. I don't know what y'all call him, but he got his little drummer boy stool, and he got a TV dinner tray and, like, set up a dining room situation in our bedroom while I'm over there curled up. He ate dinner right beside me. Of course, he asked me if I wanted some. I didn't want any. I did take a onion ring later on, but he sat right there. And even though I wanted to stay in the dark, there's a natural thing that I had, like a little spiritual kind of little revelation. I wanted to stay in the dark. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I went back to the Christine that was single. Because, you know, when you were single, and I was single for a while, had my own place, own car, paying my own bills. And if something went wrong in my life, I dealt with it all by myself because I was alone. I was in my apartment alone most of the time. And, I had like a roommate, but sooner or later we weren't roommates. But anyway, I was so used to dealing with the stuff how I dealt with it. And that Christine wasn't good for the beginning of our marriage also. Hello. I can take my faults and say that I was wrong because I dealt with it in a way that wasn't going to work for our marriage. And he dealt with things in a way that it wasn't going to work for our marriage either. And finally figured out what was going to work for our marriage. And we kind of got on the same page every now and then. He be in chapter 2, I be in chapter 1, or I be in chapter 2, he be in chapter 1. We get back together though. But this night, Christine, went back to that person that dealt with everything all by herself. I didn't tell anybody, that type that didn't tell anybody, or strong, ain't nothing wrong, just leave me alone until I can figure it out, until the situation passes, I ain't coming out type stuff. So I went back to that Christine and was definitely unhealthy. And I'm so grateful that he didn't let that Christine fully surface. He set up his little dining room situation and sat there. He held conversation, and we just talked about random stuff. I was trying to talk through all the cramps that happened that night, and I was just like shedding a tear every now and then. But at first I was in the dark. He came in and cut on light. He brought that light that I needed at that time. And that is sometimes at those moments, that's one reason why I love being married to Gregory. Or I just love the beauty of marriage altogether. Like those moments where he reaches back for me and like, nah. Let's fix this. We can't go back. So he was there for me. Didn't let me cry alone. Didn't let me go through this pain alone. And he is doing so much better with all this infertility stuff. And I made a mistake in thinking that I was going to be dealing with that pain alone by myself. And I'm so glad that he stepped in. So, little baby Richmond, if you are watching this, your dad was awesome that night. He has many more awesome opportunities, trust me. But that night, I was definitely grateful for him. So shout out to the husband, and I'll forever say it. Like, he was that light that night that I needed when I cut off all the lights and I wanted to be in the dark. He came in and he didn't let me stay there. He led me on out of there. So I'm definitely grateful. And I just wanted to dedicate this journal entry to my husband and say how awesome he is. So if you are joining me for the first time, I hope you're inspired. If you're a husband watching and you have a spouse like me, just be patient. Go reach for her. Because it is hard. It is so hard. Like, I was that person that needed everything in line, checked, verified over and over. But in this infertility journey, marriage, period, a lot of things are uncertain. COVID-19, teaching next year. Like, we just gonna be winging it. But a lot of things are uncertain, and I know that sometimes can get a little stubborn or try to revert back to her comfort. And I'm definitely grateful that Gregory pulled me on out and didn't let me stay there. It was going to be unhealthy. It was so cute how he set up with his drum stool and and the dinner table and sat there and ate the food and was holding conversation like nothing was happening. I did ask if there was something that he can do, but literally, husbands, there is nothing you can do at that moment but just be there. Just be there and listen. I can't There's no way I can give somebody else this pain. Surgery coming up, recovery, IVF shots, injections, whatever else. I can't give nobody else this pain. You can't take it away from me. The real thing that husbands, you can do for somebody or your wife that's going through, be patient, understanding, and definitely don't let us be alone. I even asked one of I'm gonna call her my mentor. I was talking to her. We had a little brief conversation about this journey, and I was struggling because I just got information on my surgery. And I asked her, I'm getting better at asking for help. I asked her, I said, will you help me in this journey? And she said, yes. But I was like, but no, will you help me even when I don't ask for help? I don't know why, but I'm getting better at it. But some people, I just want to be so independent, like nothing's wrong, but my world be crashing down sometimes. So I left a space of vulnerability, a little corner, where I can be sincere as possible. Absolutely, while I journey this infertility process and virtually do diary entries. So my sons and daughters, and triplets, quadruplets, quintuplets. I don't know, really. I don't know. That I'll ask all that later. How many fertilized eggs that are injected. But thank you so much for watching, taking the time out to be a part of my journey. I definitely appreciate it. Husbands, if you're watching, be patient with us. You, somebody stubborn like me, if you have one just like me, be patient. Pull her out slowly, but be there. You can't fix it. There's no solution sometimes. But the one thing that you can do is listen and be there. Maybe wipe a tear or two or three or thousands. But thank you for joining me. Be sure you subscribe or hit the bell if you want notifications on a new video. This one I dedicate to you, honey. Thank you so much for being my honey. Shout out to the husband. You're so awesome. My future baby daddy. Shout out to him. I love you so much. This diary page is complete.